Let's get the AccuWeather details now from meteorologist Dean DeVore.
All right, we're going to be keeping an eye on the radar for the afternoon into the early evening for some bands of snow showers that are going to come through. The tri-state could put down a quick coating to maybe an inch or so, especially in some of the Jersey Hudson Valley suburbs. I think poor visibility and some slick spots for the afternoon and evening commute. Today, you want to make sure you're dressed for success. Real feels teens and 20s. Tonight and tomorrow, even more brutally cold. Real feel temperatures tomorrow here throughout the tri-state probably don't get above the teens. The sunny, cold weather continues Friday, but with less wind. It won't be as harsh. High 32. We moderate in the mid-30s Saturday and then back up into the low 40s on Sunday and stay dry into the weekend. Midtown temperature at this hour, Bridget, 32, but the real feel is 22. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore on New York's weather station 1010 Winds.
Now the AccuWeather Exogen 4-day forecast. Meteorologist Dean DeVore, as you mentioned last hour, quite a bit calmer this morning.
Yeah, calmer. There's those sneaky slick spots out there, some icy patches and slippery spots around as temperatures have sagged to freezing or just below. The wind's starting to pick up, and I'll tell you, Glenn, if you're not prepared for real feels in the teens and 20s when you're outside today, you're not going to do yourself justice. It is going to be an increasingly windy and cold day, and then we've got this burst of snow showers to cross the area later this afternoon into early tonight. So the folks on the afternoon shift are going to be busy tracking those. I think the worst conditions may be as you're heading out of the city, north and west. Bitterly cold real feels, single digits tonight, and staying in the teens for real feels at best tomorrow. And then we relax the cold and stay dry as we head closer to the weekend, into the weekend itself. 32 now, the real feels 22 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore on New York's weather station 1010 Winds.
Okay, let's get those AccuWeather details. Sounds like another kind of strange weather day, Dean DeVore. You're sponsored by Morristown Medical Center.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've made it cold, and we're going to make it colder with an Arctic front that comes through this afternoon, this evening. We're going to have a line of snow showers, and because of the strength of that front, they could be pretty hefty during the afternoon and evening commute, it looks like. Maybe even a little bit earlier than some of the northern and western suburbs. So you're going to want to stay tuned with us here on 1010 Winds as we go through the day and see how these snow showers interact with the afternoon and evening commute especially. Temperatures up in the mid-upper 30s today. Real feels stay in the teens and 20s. But then that front is going to reinforce the cold. Those real feels end up in the single digits tonight, Bridget, and really no better than the teens tomorrow. Then the cold relaxes a little bit at a time, and we stay dry into the weekend. Mid-30s on Friday, and then back up into the upper 30s Saturday, low 40s Sunday. Right now, though, it's 32 with a real feel of 22. On the lookout for those heftier snow showers later today. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds.
Now the AccuWeather Exogen 4-day forecast. Meteorologist Dean DeVore, it's pretty chilly out there.
Yeah, it is cold, and, you're adding the wind factor to that, which is gusting to about 15, 20, 25 miles per hour. Looking at real feels at this hour in the low 20s, and those real feels actually are going to be maybe a little worse this afternoon as the wind picks up even more. The other part of the afternoon that's really concerning to us here at AccuWeather, Glenn, is this line of snow showers that could be moving through during the afternoon and early evening. Could put down a quick coating to an inch, maybe especially in some of those inland suburbs, and create a little bit of visibility and certainly some slickness for the ride and walk home this afternoon, this evening as you head, especially north and west of the city. We'll keep an update on an eye on that all day long. And then tonight, it's going to get brutally cold. Real feels plunge into the single digits and stay in the single digits and teens into tomorrow. Cold relaxes a little bit at a time, and it looks like it stays dry into the weekend. 32 right now with a real feel of 22. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds.
Back here, AccuWeather says you might have to duck on your way home tonight, especially if you work the late shift, because that hawk is flying tonight, and he is flying low. The temperature is expected to bottom out in the teens tonight, with real feels much lower than that. Let's bring in AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson. And, Brian, how low will he go tonight?
Well, Larry, it's going to get pretty cold after we get through some dangerous snow squalls, which continue to move through the tri-state area right now. Snow squall warning remains in effect for the city and most nearby areas for another 10 minutes or so. The snow is heaviest right now along the Connecticut Turnpike, down through Mamaroneck, New Rochelle, Mount Vernon, and now into the Bronx, at least most of the upper part of Manhattan. Still not snowing really in lower Manhattan yet, but that'll change here in the next 5 or 10 minutes, and this will continue to spread into Brooklyn and Queens as well as portions of New Jersey near Newark and Jersey City. city. So reduced visibility, the big concern here, a quick covering of snow, and that could make the roads very slippery here over the next hour or so. So you definitely want to try to delay travel if you can in this area over the next half hour or so. In fact, just as I'm talking here, a new snow squall warning has come up, it looks like, for most of Long Island, and that's in effect through the 5 o'clock hour. So we'll continue to track these snow squalls as they move across the area, Larry, over the next couple of hours.
Okay, thank you, Brian. And speaking of roads and problems on the road as a result of ice, we have a fellow on the line who can help us with that. Mayor De Blasio, Mayor Bill De Blasio, joining us on the 1010 Winds hotline. Good afternoon, Mayor. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. And yeah, this snow squall is something to take very seriously. I wanted to come on to tell all your listeners that this is a rare phenomenon, but take it seriously. For the next half hour to an hour in the 5 boroughs, you're going to see these sudden bursts of snow and heavy winds together, and it's really going to be tough if you're out there on the road. And I want to urge people to either hold back or pull off the road if you can, if you confront one of these kind of squalls.
Okay, I'm not getting any impression that this is going to be a major snow event per se, so I'm not heard much about ice, about sand trucks or anything of that nature, or salt trucks. What's being planned right now, Mayor, in the wake of what we're expecting here tonight?
Yeah, this is why it's actually, the warning is particularly important, because it's not your typical snow event at all, and it's not one that we can defend against by putting, typically what we do, putting salt or brine on the roads and getting out ahead of it and, then plowing. This could be very little snow, but it's super concentrated. I think that's the key point. This is a rare thing. You don't see it very often. Heavy wind and like a burst of snow simultaneously. So you literally could be in a situation you're driving along and then out of nowhere, you suddenly have very, very limited visibility. Once it's over, it's over. That's the good news. It sort of comes through quickly and leaves. Yes, I think roads being slippery after, we'll try and get out there, obviously, with salt and all wherever we can. But this one's coming on real fast, and the crucial thing is people can protect themselves by, again, if you don't have to be on the road in the next 30, 45 minutes, don't. And we know it's starting in the northern part of the city, moving south. But if you're out there and it doesn't feel safe, please pull over, take the next exit, whatever you can do, because it'll be gone quickly. It'll pass by quickly. We just want people to be real safe while these squalls are happening.